Hi, am I on the air?
Yep.
Fuck.
Thanks.
Do I have everybody's attention now? Do I have everybody's attention now?
John, I got you.
John, do I have everybody's
Sunday
attention
night.
now?
You put them cameras on me, then you must be willing to get that heart touch. This a must-see feeling. The news ain't good, then it must be villain. So I say a tag round it, I don't trust these ceilings. Spread across your nose, and I'm on your ear. Highest necks on the cloud. Am I in the air? Sunday nights, prime time. I flex mine better. Voltron transform to DX Don Mega. And off scene, you probably think I'm nice, cause I flow like a stream to your wireless device. And the smoke full of steam on any given night. I'll short like a piece of any given slice. And for the latest and what is best about I tune in and tune the rest out, Don. You gotta tell them, am I in the clear? Is this thing on? Am I on the air? On the air?
Well, what is going down, everybody? Welcome back to the show. It is Am I on the Air? It is Sunday night, August the 2nd. I am your host, Don Mega, and I welcome you to the best damn entertainment wrap-up podcast that you can find on the interwebs. This is season 11, episode 4. Tonight's show is Vacation Impossible. Now, of course, it's Vacation Impossible because we have 2 movie reviews for you, and it is the new Vacation sequel reboot, and, of course, Mission Impossible Rogue Nation. So I'm very, very happy to talk those 2 movie reviews with you, and on top of that, bring you all the latest and greatest in entertainment, TV, and movie news right here on Am I on the Air? We are broadcasting live from the Red Dragons Radio Studios here in Tucson, Arizona. And before we get officially started, I need to do a little shout out, and that is that we have our brand new Am I Still on the Air episode. For those of you that been asking for it and waiting for it, I've had a lot of requests to do an Ant-Man spoiler review. And we've done it. We put it out last week. It came out last Wednesday. And it was a real good. It's about an hour and a half long. And it's me, Geeky Pat, Peeps, and Friggins. 4 of us all getting together. Pulled out the big guns for you guys. So we could do a full-on Marvel Ant-Man spoiler review. God bless you. Thank you. This live recording, ladies and gentlemen. And so we did the spoiler review of Ant-Man, talking about the movie, what we liked, what we didn't like, what could have been done better. And then when we wrapped up the episode, we broke down the entire MCU, because Ant-Man was the end of Phase 2. So we completely ranked our Marvel movies from Phase 1 to Phase 2. 12 movies out, 12 to 1. You can hear all 4 of our opinions on where everything ranks now that Ant-Man is done and out in theaters. So it's a really great episode. So I hope you guys have checked it out by now. If not, go to amiontheair.com, click on the Am I Still on the Air tab, and you can see it right there. It's the newest episode, Am I Still on the Air? Ant-Man spoiler review. It is also available on our iTunes and our Stitcher feeds as well. So, and it's even on our YouTube page. So no excuse that you didn't see it or you couldn't find it. It is there. Alrighty, so let's jump on over and get into our reviews of the week. And I'm going to start off with Vacation, because Vacation actually opened up on Wednesday. They were trying to get a full 5-day in. Sometimes movies do that. They open up a little bit early, try to get a jump on the weekend, especially when you're going up against a movie like Mission Impossible. You definitely want to get a jump on things. So Vacation is technically a sequel to the original National Lampoon Vacation with Chevy Chase. This time around, you have Ed Helms playing Rusty Griswold, and he's married to Christina Applegate. They have 2 boys, and it is about Rusty's adventure taking his wife and his kids to Wally World, like what the original Vacation was all about. And of course, it wouldn't be a Griswold vacation if hijinks didn't ensue on this trip to Wally World. I dug the hell out of this movie, and this is going to be a very subjective thing to a lot of you. Comedy really is the hardest thing to review, because of all the genres, action, drama, gangster films, sci-fi, comedy movies are super hard to do just because people's sense of humor are so different. So it's a very hit and miss thing, and it's very hard for me to sit here and be like, everyone's gonna love this movie, because I know they won't. For example, I know Friggins, our boy over at the People's Forum here on Red Dragons Radio, he went and saw it, and he told me earlier today that he hated it, which I'm very disappointed in you, Friggins, because the movie's hilarious. So don't listen to Friggins, he's wrong. But it's just one of those things that's very hard to do. Critics don't like this movie. This is one of those pure examples of comedies where critics don't like it, and most of the fans, the people that actually go and see it, do. So I, of course, even though I'm a critic, I fall always as a fan. I feel like I relate more to the fans than I do as a critic, because I can judge a movie based on my experience with it and what it was intended to do. Vacation was intended to be a silly, slap-happy, over-the-top comedy. That's what the original was. National Lampoon was never known for their serious comedies or their super intellectual stuff. It was supposed to just be silly gags, silly stuff. And this movie follows in those footsteps, and it does it very, very well. I thought the family dynamic in this film was great. Ed Helms, who usually kind of bothers me, I thought he did a great job as Rusty. I love Christina Applegate. She was awesome as his wife. I thought the two kids were great. I thought the cameos from Chris Hemsworth and Leslie Mann were awesome. Chris Hemsworth was hilarious in this film. And the whole scene that takes place at their house is just great. Some of the stuff that happens in the rental car that they have, all the way up to, seeing the cameos there from Chevy Chase, and his wife, bringing the connection of this movie to the original franchise. I won't go into any spoilers because we do stay spoiler free here, but I thought they really, really nailed it on all fronts here. I laughed my ass off from start to finish. I took my wife to see this, and she was very hesitant going in. She was like, I hope this is good. I don't know how this is going to be. And when we walked out of it, she was like, that was a hell of a lot better than I thought it was going to be. I really, really enjoyed it. And I'm glad she enjoyed it, because, she went in with an open mind, and it turned out to be great. It was better than I expected it to be, and I was actually looking forward to it. So, it's just one of those things. Like I said, comedy is super subjective, but this is a silly, slappy comedy, and I thought it killed it on all fronts. There's some really good cameos in here that I won't spoil for you, but certain people pop up in the movie, and you're just like, hey! And everybody's utilized really, really well. Shout out to my boy Fernando. He also saw it and loved it as well. So, if you go in, I think, with the right expectation, you're going to really enjoy this film. So, remember, when I rate comedy films on my 5-star scale, it's based on how much did I laugh. It's not really based on, is it an amazing movie? Did it tell a great story? I don't care about that when it comes to comedies. I want a comedy to make me laugh, and how consistently did it make me laugh. So Vacation gets 4 out of 5 stars for me, because I laughed my ass off. So Friggins, I don't know if you were just in a bad mood today or what, but you should give it another chance and lower your expectations there, buddy, because this movie was hilarious. So I say, if you like silly comedies, definitely go check it out, support it. It's a really funny film. Vacation, 4 out of 5. Alrighty, and that takes us into our second review here on our Vacation Impossible episode, which is, of course, the fifth. The fifth. Can you believe it? This series is going on 20 years now. The 5th Mission Impossible movie, Mission Impossible Rogue Nation. I've been really looking forward to this film. This movie was originally supposed to come out on Christmas, and the studio was so happy with the film and everything was going so good with it that they decided to move it all the way up to July 30th, which really showed the confidence that the studio has in this film. The trailers looked awesome. I was really excited going into it because the early word on this film was incredible. This film sits at like a 94% on Rotten Tomatoes. I love the whole Mission Impossible series. I mean, I have them all on Blu-ray. I've loved every movie. Mission Impossible Ghost Protocol, the 4th movie that came out, blew my mind. That was a 5 out of 5 movie. Just so good from start to finish. So I had really high expectations for this one. And it really, it did it for me here. I mean, there's just some awesome action in this thing, from the plane scene that you've seen in the trailer, to an underwater scene, to a car chase, to a motorcycle chase. The action is top-notch in here. Really, really big time. Tom Cruise proves that he's just an amazing action star. I was so happy to see Ving Rhames back in like a full-time, kind of position in this movie, because, he's one of the only ones that's been there from the beginning, and they kind of underutilized him in part 2, and then in part 3 he really wasn't in it at all, and then part 4 he only pops up at the very end, so it was good to see him come back in the beginning there. Come back in this movie just in general. Of course, you have Simon Pegg returning. Alec Baldwin pops up in this one. You have Jeremy Renner returning. Just really great chemistry between everybody. The girl in the movie, Rebecca Ferguson, I believe is her name. She's incredible. So good in this movie, and I hope she comes back in a future installment. The movie just killed it. It really, really did. My only negative is that I didn't like it more than Ghost Protocol. I still think number 4, Ghost Protocol, is the best of the Mission Impossible series. I would say Rogue Nation is the second best, right behind it. I felt like this movie dragged at certain points. Like, you had some really cool action, and then it kind of really dragged for 10 minutes or so. And then it picked up, and then it dragged again for 10 minutes. I don't remember ever feeling like Ghost Protocol dragged. It was just kind of like go, 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 and I loved it. Whereas I got kind of bored at certain points of Rogue Nation, where I was just like, okay, let's get to the next big part. But when it did, it really paid off. So it's hard to really hate on anything, because it is a super enjoyable film. So Mission Impossible Rogue Nation, I give 4 out of 5 stars. It was really, really good. I had a blast with it, and I would love to see it again. I unfortunately could not see it in IMAX due to scheduling issues, and I saw it with Geeky Pat, and I bet this movie was incredible on the IMAX screen, so maybe I'll get another chance. I would love to go see it again on the IMAX screen. So I highly recommend it. If you're a fan of the Mission Impossible series and you're kind of teetering for any reason, go see this movie. You will not be disappointed. Alrighty, so there's your 2 movie reviews of the week. Vacation, 4 out of 5 from a comedy scale, and Mission Impossible Rogue Nation, 4 out of 5 from just a pure awesome action, everything. Tom Cruise has said that they're moving forward with part 6. The studio today came out and said they are backing that announcement, of course, because it is the number 1 film over the weekend, and it performed very, very well. We'll talk more about that when we get to the box office. But, there's no doubt that people want to see more. And Tom Cruise ain't getting any younger, so I mean they can't wait like 5 years in between films, so they're going to jump right in to doing a number 6 here, and hopefully start filming that next year. So I'll be curious to see who's going to direct the next one, since the thing with the Mission Impossible movies is they always switch out directors, so they'll be curious to see. But this one really, really, really good, and I'm glad to hear that they're going to be doing another one here in number 6. Faux show. Alrighty, let's switch gears and let's get into our news wrap-up of the week. Up first, in some very cool but weird video game news, WWE's new game, which comes out every October or November each year, it is coming out October 27th, if I'm not mistaken, WWE 2K16 from 2K Sports, they've announced that if you pre-order the game, you'll be able to play as the Terminator. Yes, there's going to be 2 versions of Arnold Schwarzenegger, from Terminator 1 and from T2 Judgment Day. that you can select and pick from and play and utilize the Terminator versus the WWE superstars in WWE 2K16. It's a very, very odd DLC choice, but but at the same time, it's kind of cool. So, I don't know how this deal came up, but it is what it is. But I'm excited. I'm a wrestling fan. I can't wait to play 2K16, and I guess I'll be playing as the Terminator as well. And they did a great commercial for this from 2K, which basically Arnold reenacts the scene from T2 where he walks into the bar, give me your clothes, your boots, and your motorcycle. Great stuff with the WWE superstars. I loved it. Let's see here. We have the brand new poster for Heroes Reborn, which shows the whole cast and talks about the revival of the series. And on a side note, speaking of Heroes Reborn, we know Zachary Levi is in the movie, or in the TV show, and he's from Chuck. On the Sci-Fi Channel, there's a really cool new game show that he hosts called Geeks Who Drink, and it's a really fun little half-hour show that's all like kind of pop culture trivia questions. So it's a really cool show. Check it out on Sci-Fi if you get a chance. I really, really dig it. We have the first trailer for 12 Rounds 3 Lockdown. Yes, 12 Rounds 3. This one's going to be starring WWE's Dean Ambrose. 12 Rounds 1 starred John Cena. 12 Rounds 2 starred Randy Orton. And now we have part 3 with Dean Ambrose. So you can check out that trailer coming from WWE Studios. Frida Pinkett is going to be popping up on the Mindy Project on her new season coming up on Hulu. Ed Sheeran has joined Sons of Anarchy creator his new drama series. So that's a very interesting choice there. We have the full list of all the movies and TV shows coming to Netflix in August. Melissa McCarthy and Ben Falcone, who's her husband, they've closed a new script deal for a brand new TV Land comedy, which is going to be semi-based on Melissa McCarthy's life. So that's going to be very interesting there. HBO is developing a new Peter Berg Western drama called Untamed. The View is going to be bringing back Sherry Shepherd for season 19. There's a lot of shit going on The View, man. I feel sorry for people that are actually fans of this show with how much like in and out people are going on this damn thing. There's a brand new show coming out on NBC called People Are Talking, which is the new show starring Mr. Zach Morris from Saved by the Bell, Mark Paul Gosselaar, and Tone Bell. The show was called People Are Talking, and now the show is going to be called Truth Be Told. No real reason why the title changed, but I'm going to be giving the show a chance. I try to support anything Zach Morris does, because he's pretty cool. Josh Duhamel has boarded Hulu's original show 11/22/63. The Affair, the show on Showtime, has added Catalina Sandino Moreno as a new love interest for Jeremy Jones. Oh man, God, I hate spacing names on this damn show. Jeremy Jackson. Jeremy Jackson, is that right? Oh, Jesus. Joshua Jackson. See, I was close. She's gonna be his new girl on that show, The Affair, which I do love, and I can't wait for the new season to start. That new Melissa McCarthy, Ben Falcone TV Land comedy is going to be called Friends with Melissa. She is not going to be starring on the show. This is just something her and her husband put together. We have an article up called Where Are the Remaining Cosmic MacGuffins in Marvel Cinematic Universe? And it's a pretty cool article that was put together talking about the Infinity Stones and kind of like what we've seen so far and what we need that's left. Richard Linklater's baseball movie is set for release in 2016. There's a really cool new Empire magazine cover which focuses on Batman v Superman Dawn of Justice. Has a very cool cover photo of Batman and Superman, which is just it's a great magazine cover. We posted the picture, the solo picture of it, on the Facebook page and on our Twitter and everything, and so you can definitely check that out if you're interested, and definitely read the article. There's some really good stuff in there. We have Everything Wrong With Mission Impossible Ghost Protocol. So the CinemaSins guys who do the Everything Wrong With series, they've actually done all the Mission Impossible movies now. They did 1, 2, 3, and 4 on the build-up to Rogue Nation, which is pretty cool. Christopher Nolan's next directorial effort is going to be a documentary on stop-motion animators, the Quay brothers. It's a very interesting choice that he's picking there. So, yeah. So good luck with Christopher Nolan on that one. We have some Comedy Central debuts for new seasons here. The brand new season of The Daily Show with new host Trevor Noah is going to make his debut on Monday, September 28th. There's a brand new animated cop extravaganza called Moonbeam City, which premieres on Wednesday, September 16th. And also premiering this fall are all new seasons of South Park, Nathan For You, and Trip Tank, as well as an original stand-up special from Steve Ranazizi. In addition, Comedy Central will premiere several new short-form series, including Alternato, Lucky Loser, and White Flag, along with new seasons of returning short-form series New Timers, 6 Guys, 1 Car, which will all be available for streaming on digital platforms, including ComedyCentral.com and on the Comedy Central app. South Park, its season 19 premiere will be Wednesday, September 16th at 10 p.m. So that is awesome. I can't wait for the new South Park season. So that is that, my friends. Bob the Musical is back on over at Disney Pictures, and they are looking to bring on Tom Cruise to play the lead role in that. If you read the description for this film, it sounds very, very odd. So definitely check that out. Richard Linklater is also in talks to direct Jennifer Lawrence in The Rosie Project. So that's a new movie he's working on. We have a brand new teaser art from Hugh Jackman for his last time as Wolverine. And he wants the fans to tweet him and say what you want done in the last Wolverine film. Just use the hashtag #OneLastTime. Alright, so if you have an idea for what you want Hugh Jackman to do in the last time he plays Wolverine, tweet him at the Real Hugh Jackman, or at Real Hugh Jackman, and make sure you hashtag your tweet with "one last time." Rachel McAdams confirms that she's in early talks to join the Doctor Strange movie. I like it a lot. I love Rachel McAdams, and I think she'd be a great addition to the Doctor Strange movie. We have a really cool Mission Impossible tribute mashup trailer that you can check out on our Twitter and Facebook page. Morgan Freeman is going to lead the action movie Down to a Sunless Sea. Mark Hamill is going to be returning as the voice for the Joker in a brand new animated series, animated movie called The Killing Joke. So that's really cool. I know everybody that loves animated films loves Mark Hamill as Joker, so that's going to be really, really cool. Teo Okamoto, she is in Batman v Superman Dawn of Justice, and her role has been confirmed. She's going to be playing Mercy Graves, who is Lex Luthor's bodyguard, so that's pretty damn cool. In rumor news, Sherlock's Jonathan Arrese has joined the cast of Star Wars Rogue One. Once again, the Star Wars confirmations are very hard to come by, so we'll just keep this in the rumor mill for right now. We got some new photos from the Deadpool movie you can check out. Brand new photos from Batman v Superman as well. The Toronto Film Festival lineup has been released, and you can check it out on our Twitter and Facebook page. Diane Keaton is going to co-star in a new HBO miniseries called The Young Pope. Netflix has renewed BoJack Horseman, so that's going to be getting a 3rd season. You know, I've been hearing really good things about BoJack Horseman. I haven't had a chance to watch any of it yet, but it is on my queue, and I hope to check it out here soon, because I hear it's great, and obviously they just renewed it, so there's been really good stuff coming out of that. Speaking of Netflix, they just launched this weekend the Wet Hot American Summer Show, and it's pretty damn funny. It's only 8 episodes. They're only a half hour a piece. I've already watched half the season. I've watched the first 4 episodes. Really funny, great cast, and it's a prequel to the movie from 2002. So you get to see a lot of these stars that were nobodies in the original film come back and do this show now. Now there's somebody. And the funny thing about the show is actually a prequel to the movie. So a lot of these guys who are now, in their 30s, mid-30s, early 40s, are playing teenagers again, even though they're clearly older, which I think is just so funny. So check out Wet Hot American Summer over on Netflix. There was some Netflix stuff going on. On top of that, there was a Netflix conference last week. They were talking about some of the Marvel shows, and they were saying that we still have no official launch date for the Jessica Jones Marvel show, but it looks like it'll be due out in the fourth quarter of 2015. A lot of people speculating it'll be released in October or November over on Netflix. I'm very happy for that. Netflix says they hope to release a new Marvel series every 6 months. So if that is the case, it's 6 months after when Daredevil came out, that would put the show out in October. So we'll see. The Netflix chief also says that the Olsen twins could still be joining the Full House revival series, Fuller House. So that, even though they already said that they weren't coming onto the show, he still holds hope that they will pop up. Netflix is also still planning another season of Arrested Development. So that'll be interesting if they do that. We also have a full article up with the Netflix chief talking about the Marvel series, talking about second seasons for some of the shows, if Punisher may get a spin-off show, if everything goes good on Daredevil, and more. Let's see here. Terry O'Quinn, who I really like, he was really good on Hawaii Five-0. He's just joined Secrets and Lies over on ABC for season 2. So they're doing kind of an anthology thing like American Horror Story, where season 2 will have nothing to do with season 1, and they'll just tell a whole new story there. We have a brand new Red Band trailer for The Night Before, starring Seth Rogen, Anthony Mackie, and once again I'm spacing his damn name, Joseph Gordon-Levitt. Ugh, need a second sometimes. It's a lot of pressure doing this show live like that. This trailer is hilarious, by the way. It looks super, super funny. I love the chemistry between these guys, and definitely check out that trailer for The Night Before. We have an article up with all the stuff coming to HBO Now in August. Sense8 producers are cautiously optimistic about a season 2 renewal over on Netflix. This is another show, Sense8. I really want to watch it, but everybody I know that tried to watch this show already said it sucks and they never finished it. So that's kind of a bummer. So it kind of holds me back from starting this damn show. But I still want to give it a chance, but we'll see how that turns out. So they're still holding out to see if there's going to be a season 2 on this. It doesn't seem likely at this point. Tommy Lee Jones has signed on for a role in the new Bourne Identity movie, Bourne 5, starring Matt Damon. So that's a really cool addition there, getting Tommy Lee Jones. We have the second official trailer for Sicario, which is the new Josh Brolin, Benicio del Toro, Emily Blunt movie, which looks really, really good. I'm really anxious about this. We also have the first trailer for 13 Hours, The Secret Soldiers of Benghazi. This is Michael Bay's new war movie about what went down a couple years ago in Benghazi, and I love this trailer. This was a really, really good trailer, and I'm excited to see this movie comes out in January. In some of the saddest news I've had to report on the last week, I found out that my favorite show on television is getting canceled. And that is going to be Banshee. For those of you that have been listening to this show, you know that last year, or not even last year, probably 6 months ago maybe, I fell in love with this little show called Banshee over on Cinemax. I accidentally kind of bumped into it, and the season 3 was starting, and so I went back and I binge watched season 1 and 2, and then finished watching 3 live as it aired, and I just fell in love with the show. I honestly think it is the best show on television right now. And it sucks that it doesn't have more fans because it is on Cinemax and nobody else has Cinemax. Luckily I do. And, the show was already renewed for season 4, so I was excited about that. The one thing I was bummed out about season 4 was that the show is usually 10 episodes long, and they said this next season's going to be 8 episodes. And I was like, man, that sucks. It's going to be shorter than the other ones, but, you know, it is what it is. And then this article comes out this week saying that Cinemax has canceled Banshee. And at first I was very, very angry because I was like, the show is a big hit for Cinemax, so I'm like, why would they cancel it? Then I started to think about it, and I thought, you know what? I bet it's the show's decision to end. I don't think it's Cinemax's decision. And then the next day, some tweets came out from the executive producer of the show, the creator of it. He started tweeting out saying, you know, it's true the show was canceled, but he says that it was their decision to pull the plug. He said Cinemax came to them and said, we want you to do a 5th season. And as they were mapping out the shows, they said, you know, if we push this into a season 5, the show is going to get watered down. It's not going to be as good as it once was. And they felt that they had reached a natural conclusion for season 4. So instead of pushing it, they made the heartfelt decision to just end it on a high note here on season 4. They said, you know, once they decided that, they wrote season 4 to be the ending of the show, and the show has an amazing finale and a really good conclusion to those characters. So, you know, after reading all of that, I was still upset that the show's going to end, but I understood, and I appreciated the fact that they said, you know what, in 4 seasons we told our story and we're done, rather than them stretching it out and having us be like, man, this season sucks, you know, because the cool thing about Banshee is there's no bad episodes. And that's what, you know, the producer was saying, was that, you know, they strive to make every season better and to make every episode super strong to stand on its own. And if they really pushed it into a season 5, they couldn't guarantee that that was going to be the case anymore. So I respect the decision. I'm going to be very sad to see it go, but the next 4th and final season of Banshee will be its last. So the show, 4th season will kick off in January on Cinemax. If you haven't seen it, please go check it out. If you have Amazon Prime, you can stream the first 2 seasons of Banshee for free on Amazon Video Prime. Check it out, you know, support it. I bought the Blu-rays of it. I love this show so much. So definitely support it and show your love for it, because you know, I know Friggins watches it, he loves it, and I just got Geeky Pat into it, and he's loving it already, and he's only like 3 episodes into the first season. So absolutely phenomenal show. Sci-Fi Channel is given a straight-to-series order for the grindhouse drama called Blood Drive. And Aziz Ansari's new Netflix show is going to be titled Master of None, and it will build on his stand-up. I love Aziz Ansari, and I can't wait. I'm so happy he has a new Netflix show. It's going to be awesome. NBC's The Wiz has casted Queen Latifah and Mary J. Blige. Jessica Jones, the showrunner of the show, says that the show will be wildly different from Daredevil. That's going to have a totally different tone. So that's pretty cool. You know, I want the shows to stand out on their own. NBC has canceled Welcome to Sweden. I don't know anybody that watched that show. I don't even know how it got a 2nd season. TV Land's The Soul Man is going to be ending after season 5. Netflix has canceled Lilyhammer after 3 seasons. Werewolf comic Brooklyn Animal Control has been ordered to a pilot over on the USA Network, so that's very interesting. Let's see here. Talked about all of these. It looks like the Night Nurse may be headed to Doctor Strange. I know a lot of people, we were speculating that Rosario Dawson's character in Daredevil was the Night Nurse, but showrunner Stephen DeKnight said that they actually couldn't use Night Nurse's name because Marvel president Kevin Feige said we have plans for that character coming up, and it seems like that's going to be for Doctor Strange. And now the speculation is starting to think that maybe God, man, my mind is just not clicking today. the chick that I just rumored for Doctor Strange on the episode earlier tonight. Rachel McAdams. Oh, sometimes you just need a second. It is late too. It's now crossed the midnight barrier, so I'm starting to get wheezy and sleepy. Rachel McAdams, since she is in final negotiations to join the movie, that she may actually be playing the night nurse. So we will see on that. Gil Kinnan is going to be directing the Five Nights at Freddy's movie. He just directed the Poltergeist reboot, and I really like the Poltergeist movie, so that is awesome, and I think he'll do a very good job with Five Nights at Freddy's. Chris Pine is locked in his DC deal, and he is not playing Green Lantern. He has been signed on to play Steve Trevor in the Wonder Woman movie. This is what we all speculated, but then Comic-Con came, and everybody was saying the animated picture of Hal Jordan that they showed looked like Chris Pine, and now Chris Pine was going to be Hal Jordan, and he's going to be the Green Lantern, and it's going to be so crazy, when everything wound up right back where we started, with him being Steve Trevor in the Wonder Woman movie. So we are getting Chris Pine. He will be in a DC movie, but he will be Steve Trevor. So, very big story came out a couple days ago about Channing Tatum, and that his deal to star in the Gambit movie was in jeopardy as his deal was unraveling, which was super, super crazy. Because I thought his deal was locked already. When this article kind of dropped, it was like, what? Like, how is this deal falling apart at this point? I mean, the dude has been attached to this movie for over a year now. They've already signed a director. They already have a screenwriter. The movie's going to start shooting in a couple months. The movie comes out next year. He was just at Comic-Con and took a picture with the Fox people. How is this deal unraveling? And it was for a couple days, and then basically all his people were negotiating, and everybody was trying to figure everything out. And then just yesterday, they were able to solve everything, and his deal is locked in. Channing Tatum will be Gambit in that movie that comes out next year. So don't worry, everybody. I know everybody was rushing to write stories saying he dropped out and this and that. I told you, his people were trying to work it out, and they did. So that is very, very cool. So I'm glad. I'm glad that everything worked out, and I'm glad he's going to do it. No word on really what the reason was behind it. The only ideas that were speculation out of it was talking about some back-end money that he may earn based on profitability, and of course, how many movies he's contractually obligated to do. Kind of like a Hugh Jackman thing, like he's expected to be in the Gambit movie and the X-Men movie and maybe another Deadpool movie, and like how big will his role be in the X universe, and that and how many years he's attached to, and that supposedly was the biggest thing of what was the holdup. So glad everything got worked out and we can move on from that. Let's see here. Brittany Snow is set to return for Pitch Perfect 3. So that's pretty cool there for all of you that love the Pitch Perfect movies. Director John Watts talks about his plans for directing the Spider-Man movie. So you can check out that article and see what he's kind of got in motion. Gladiator has been teased for Daredevil Season 2. So put that in your rumor mill. Let's see here. Blackish creator and Goldberg's producer are going to write the script for the Shaft remake. Supposedly the Shaft remake is going to be a comedy, and it's going to be set into the tone of like a 21 and 22 Jump Street. So I like that. Shaft is a bad mother. Shut your mouth. Let's see here. Aziz Ansari's Netflix show Master of None has just signed on Claire Danes. So that's a pretty cool addition there. Some Claire Danes from Homeland. She's going to be joining the show. Cindy Crawford is developing an NBC series about fashion in the 80s. Makes sense there. The Transformer movie series is taking a new approach and planning ahead. We talked a couple months ago about this writer's room that they were doing and how they brought all these people in and they were like mapping out the universe and spin-offs and this and that. Still no official word on what they're going to be doing next. It sounds like the screenwriters are moving forward with just a straight up Transformers 5, but they said that they've really built out this universe. They talked with Stephen DeKnight, who did the Daredevil show, and he said it was an amazing experience. They put together some really cool stuff. They just can't talk about it yet, but he says they've really fleshed out this universe, and they're going to be doing some really good stuff with it. So very, very cool. I'm excited to see what they end up doing here. Apparently the Sci-Fi Channel has ordered a Death Race series. This is supposedly based on the success of Mad Max. They decided to do a Death Race movie. So we'll see what ends up happening with that. David Faustino is teasing a Married with Children spin-off show. This is something that pops up every year or two with David Faustino, always saying like, "Man, I think we're gonna do a Married with Children spin-off show," and he's at it again. And some other reports are saying that it actually might be true. So we'll see. Spin-offs seem to be the new hotness right now. Punisher will not be delivering a hard R-rated justice on Netflix's Daredevil. The showrunner of season 2 said that, they're not going to push the boundaries. They're not going to make the violence super R-rated like they did in Punisher Warzone. They said, he'll be gritty, he'll be violent like Daredevil was, which is kind of a PG-16, style, but they're not going to be showing you blowing people's heads off or anything like that. MTV has talked to the writer of the all-dude Ghostbusters, which he said that he's turned in his script, and it's very, very cool. It's tied into the universe with the females, and he does have in mind to do it with Chris Pratt and Channing Tatum. So we'll see. He says it's going to still probably be a couple years out, but the script is done and turned in. So we have the brand new trailer for The 33, which is the story of the 2010 Chilean mine disaster starring Antonio Banderas. This is a really, really cool trailer. Definitely should check it out. I liked it a lot. We have the trailer for Season 3 of Da Vinci's Demons that you can check out. We have a visual guide to everyone in the Flash and Arrow spin-off show, the CW's Legends of Tomorrow. So if you're interested in kind of who's in it and where's everybody coming from, check that out. We have the first trailer for the new TV show Quantico. Uncle Jesse and Aunt Becky's twins are going to be on Fuller House. So if you remember, they had twins on the TV show. So their twins, regardless of the Olsen twins, their twins will be on it. We have the first trailer for the new film Spotlight, starring Michael Keaton, Mark Ruffalo, and a bunch of other people too. This is another trailer that looks super heavy, super big drama type movie, but looks really, really amazing. So check out Spotlight. Jason Sudeikis has just signed on to star in a new Fox comedy project that they claim is going to be very, very unique. So we'll see. LeBron James hints at Space Jam 2. He's signed a new deal with Warner Brothers, and that's what everybody's speculating. There's been no 100% confirmation on this, but he says we'll have to wait and see. But he's been hinting at it a lot lately. MTV's Scream show, based on the old school movies there, has been renewed for a season 2. I started watching Scream. I've watched the first 2 or 3 episodes. It's okay. I don't love it, but I don't hate it. It's okay. The thing that kind of bugs me on it is it's on MTV, so it's very teeny bopper to a point, and that's a little hard to get into sometimes. But outside of that, it's got the same people behind it from the movies, so it's got a little bit of that feel, so I like that. So good to see that season 2 is coming. Tom Cruise says that he wants to reunite with Emily Blunt and do an Edge of Tomorrow sequel. So that would be really cool. I loved Edge of Tomorrow, and I would definitely love to see a sequel to that. Supergirl has tapped Sons of Anarchy alum as DC Comics villain Reactron. I've never heard of this dude before. Reactron. His suit looks kind of crazy. I don't know if they'll go with that. But Chris Browning of Sons of Anarchy and the 100 has been tapped to play Ben Kroll, a deadly adversary of Superman from Metropolis, who wears an armored suit powered by nuclear technology. So, it's cool. I'm glad to see that they're beefing stuff up there. Ice Cube says that Dr. Dre is going to be dropping a new album here in August. Ooh, are we finally going to get some new Dr. Dre? Sounds like it, so we'll see. Vince Vaughn has just signed on to Mel Gibson's new World War II film called Hacksaw Ridge. So that's really, really cool. That's also going to be starring our last Spider-Man there, Andrew Garfield. So that'll be cool to see Vince Vaughn continue in his serious roles with that, like he is on True Detective right now. Let's see. Amazon has officially picked up Bryan Cranston's pilot show, Sneaky Pete. So that'll be exclusively on Amazon. Ellen Barkin and Scott Speedman are going to be starring in TNT's Animal Kingdom. Jake Gyllenhaal is looking to possibly join Lionsgate's Boston bombing movie. The director of the upcoming Hitman Agent 47 is going to be taking on a new alien invasion movie for Lionsgate. That's going to be his next project. The movie Secret in Their Eyes, starring Chiwetel Ejiofor and Julia Roberts and Nicole Kidman, was originally supposed to come out in October. They pushed it back to November now. Natalie Portman, her movie Jane Got a Gun, which was supposed to come out like 2 years ago, got pushed back, and it got pushed back, and then it was supposed to come out earlier this year, then February, then October, November, but this movie is with Relativity Media, and Relativity Media just filed for bankruptcy, so they said they are no longer going to be releasing the film. So once again, Natalie Portman's new film, Jane Got a Gun, is in trouble, and we don't know when we'll see it. Let's see. We have Everything Wrong with The Incredibles in 10 minutes or less. November 20th, to be exact, for that Secret in Their Eyes movie, which actually looks really good. I like the trailer for it. Idris Elba's Star Trek Beyond villain will be very interesting and complex. So, nothing we haven't heard before, but I really like the idea of Idris Elba being the villain in the new Star Trek movie. Patrick Osborne, the director of Disney's Feast animated film, will helm Paul Pope's Battling Boy. No word yet if it'll be animated or live action. Amazon has signed on the Top Gear trio to a new show over on the Amazon network, so that'll be interesting. We have some more photos from X-Men Apocalypse. We have the first trailer for Netflix's Beast of a Nation, also starring Idris Elba, speak of the devil. We got some high-resolution pictures from Batman v Superman coming out of that Empire magazine. And then in it, they also talk about some shooting dates for Wonder Woman and Justice League. According to the cover story, director Patty Jenkins is currently in London prepping Wonder Woman for principal photography to start this fall. Wonder Woman is scheduled for a June 23rd, 2017 release date and will star Gal Gadot and Chris Pine. Preparations are also underway for Justice League, which is scheduled to start shooting in spring of 2016. Justice League Part 1 is scheduled for a November 10th, 2017 release date, while Justice League Part 2 is coming out on June 14th, 2019. So very, very interesting there. I cannot wait to get more info on this Justice League movie, man. I'm so psyched. Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. has added Constance Zimmer for Season 3, so she'll be joining the show there. The CW is developing a gritty version of Little Women, for those of you that are just dying to have it. Nosferatu is getting a remake from director Robert Eggers. Maria Menounos has been named the new co-anchor over on the E! channel. Back in the rumor mill, going back to Batman v Superman right now, Jenna Malone, who we knew was in the movie, and a lot of people were speculating that she was going to be the female Robin, Now the rumor mill is spinning that she is actually playing Barbara Gordon in the new film, which this actually makes a lot of sense. And then speaking of the fact that Batman's been Batman for 20 years, she most likely, they said, might actually be Oracle and be in the wheelchair. So we'll see. Once again, it's a rumor. Don't hold me to it. But it looks like Jenna Malone may be Barbara Gordon. WGN America is developing a drug cartel drama called El Double. Game of Thrones, HBO says that the show will be 8 seasons or more, so don't expect it to die anytime soon. Fox has already canceled the show Knock Knock Live, starring Ryan Seacrest. After just 2 episodes airing, they've already pulled the plug. Both of HBO's David Fincher shows are in jeopardy. A lot of it due to budgeting issues just going way out of control. Let's see here. Daniel Radcliffe has joined the FBI thriller called Imperium. San Andreas, The Rock's disaster movie, which I love, by the way. San Andreas is hitting Blu-ray and DVD on October 13th. We have the first trailer for Hulu's show Difficult People, starring Billy Eichner and Julie Klausner, which I thought was a pretty decent trailer, and Billy is actually a pretty funny dude, so I might actually give this show a chance. I didn't think I'd watch anything on Hulu like that, but we'll see. Melinda May's ex-husband over there on S.H.I.E.L.D., Blair Underwood, is returning for Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. in Season 3. The Nick, which is a show on Cinemax, The Nick Season 2 will debut on October 16th. And once again, Banshee will return in January of 2016. So The Nick Season 2, October 16th this year. So a couple months away. I know a lot of people really like The Nick. We have an article up talking about the new Batmobile and the differences from the Tumblr. So it's a pretty cool article there. HBO is interested in a Game of Thrones prequel series. No shit there. I think HBO would love to do anything in the vein of, of Game of Thrones right now, for sure. It's been confirmed that a brand new Battlefield game is coming in 2016. HBO has also announced the premiere dates for The Leftovers. So let's see here. The Leftovers is going to be Season 2, will premiere on Sunday, October 4th. I'm looking forward to that. I really like The Leftovers, so I can't wait to see Season 2 there. David Fincher's series Utopia is in serious jeopardy due to budget issues. They keep going over budget, and this is the show that he's doing with Gillian Flynn, the writer of Gone Girl. So it's kind of a bummer, man, because they looked like they were going to be doing some good stuff with that one. Get ready, because the Deadpool movie trailer is coming this week, and you're going to get a green band and a red band. So speaking of that, I also got confirmation today that the red band, I don't know how this is going to happen on TV, but supposedly Ryan Reynolds himself, he's going to be on Conan. So he'll be on Conan on Tuesday night on TBS, and he'll be doing an interview with Conan, and he will debut the red band trailer live on Conan. So this Tuesday night, August 5th. Look for it. Or no, August 4th. Sorry. Make sure you check it out. I've already set my DVR. The red band Deadpool trailer live on Conan, presented by Ryan Reynolds. So I'm very, very stoked on that. Supposedly, the Spider-Man cameo has already been shot for Captain America Civil War. It says they might bring him back and do some more stuff with him, but it looks like Tom Holland has already filmed his scenes for the movie. The show Humans over on AMC has been renewed for Season 2. Over in the rumor mill as well, Disney is supposedly in negotiations with Netflix for 3 different live-action Star Wars series. Wow. 3? That's crazy. So we'll see what happens with that. Over on the Blacklist, which I do love. I do love the Blacklist. Eddie Gathegi has landed a recurring role on the Blacklist. The only thing I know this dude from is X-Men First Class, where he played the hell did he play? What was his name? Like Evolution or something was his code name. Oh God, come on. He had the power to basically adapt to anything. Edwin. Darwin. I think his name was Darwin. Either way, he was only in first class and then he died about 10 minutes into his scene. So he's joining the blacklist in season 3. We got a behind the scenes look at Straight Outta Compton over on our channel, so check that out. Speaking of X-Men, Famke Janssen, who I just adore, she's joining the next season of How to Get Away with Murder. How to Get Away with Murder. So that's pretty cool. I don't watch that show, but maybe I should for Famke. We got another edition of another villain coming over to Arrow on the CW, as they have casted Ryan Robbins as a major antagonist for the upcoming season 4. He's going to be playing a sadistic character named Conklin, who serves as a member of the criminal organization Shadow Spire, which will happen in flashback sequences, making his first appearance in episode 3 of the new season. Oliver Queen will face off against Conklin as well as the group's leader Baron Ryder / Baron Blitzkrieg in the flashbacks. So, there you go. Speaking of the Nick, if you haven't seen the Nick because you don't have Cinemax, HBO is going to be hooking you up on their HBO Go app, where you can, they're going to let you binge watch the first season to get caught up for second season. Starz has already renewed Black Sails for season 4, and season 3 hasn't even started yet. I don't know why they make these decisions sometimes, because I mean they should really wait and see how the ratings go, but they've already done it, so season 4 will happen even though season 3 hasn't started. You can get a sneak peek look at Marvel's new animated Guardians of the Galaxy over on our Facebook and Twitter page. Antonio Banderas is heading to Starz as well, and he's going to headline a new drama series called Havana Quartet. Gary Oldman, Asia Butterfield, Carla Gugino, and Brittany Starr are going to star in a new intergalactic love story movie. No word on what the title is for that yet. We have the Mission Impossible Ultimate Legacy trailer that you can check out on our Facebook and Twitter page. We have the brand new trailer for Black Mass, which is that new Johnny Depp movie. I love this trailer. I thought the movie looked really good in the first trailer. This one kills it and totally tops the cake for me. It looks so damn good. Benedict Cumberbatch is in here. Corey Stoll, Joel Edgerton, the chick from 50 Shades of Grey, Dakota Johnson. They got a lot of people in this film, and it just looks incredible. I can't wait to see Black Mass. We also have the third and final trailer for American Ultra, starring Jesse Eisenberg and Kristen Stewart. We have the new trailer for Some Kind of Beautiful, starring Pierce Brosnan and Salma Hayek. Let's see here. And Andre Benjamin from Outcast. He's going to be co-starring in American Crime Season 2. I know a lot of people were going to love this. HBO has just signed on Ian McShane for Season 6 of Game of Thrones. That is a great addition. Ian McShane is actually on Ray Donovan right now, which I watch on Showtime, and he's great on Ray Donovan. He's great in anything he does, so I know for all you Game of Thrones fans, you're going to be really stoked that Ian McShane has joined. In some sad news on Friday, as most of you know, I'm a big wrestling fan. I used to do a wrestling podcast as well called Future Endeavors, and one of the greatest wrestlers of all time, his name was Roddy Piper, and just one of the biggest legends ever in this business. Unfortunately, he passed away at the age of 61 on Friday. It was a very, very big shock that hit. The reason I'm talking about him on this show is because he crossed over. He did some movies. Of course, the main movie everybody really remembers him from is They Live, the John Carpenter film where aliens came down and you had to wear these sunglasses to see who was truly the aliens because they all look like us. And it, of course, gave us one of the greatest lines in cinema history, which is, I came here to chew bubblegum and kick ass, and I'm all out of bubblegum. And, They Live is just one of the all-time classic movies. Love it, love it, love it. And, he did a lot of other projects as well. He was on some episodes of It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia, And of course, he always popped up in WWE again, and he's a Hall of Famer, and really, really great stuff. He's going to be missed. He's one of the greatest of all time, and it's just really, really sad. So we say goodbye, God bless, Godspeed, thoughts and prayers to everybody for the passing of Roddy Piper. And in a very cool move, Ronda Rousey in the UFC, who also goes by Rowdy Ronda Rousey, took that name from Piper, and when she won her fight on Saturday night, she dedicated her match to Piper, which I thought was super, super cool. So it just shows you the broad appeal of him and everything. Alright, moving on from that sad news here to confirmation once again that the new Spider-Man reboot will not be an origin story, and this comes directly from the movie's screenwriters. So all of you that keep bugging me saying, I don't want another origin story, I've already told you all that that's not happening. But this is confirmation here straight from the screenwriters. It is not an origin story. Remember, he's already going to be in Civil War as Spider-Man, so when you get to this standalone Spider-Man film in 2017, it is a continuation. He's already Spider-Man. We're moving forward. I told you Relativity Media has filed for bankruptcy. That's why that Jane Got a Gun movie is not coming out. And unfortunately, another movie that this is interrupting is going to be the Crow remake. The Crow movie, which has already been plagued by bad news, and it feels like it's been cursed because nothing's happening with this film. They still said they were gearing up to shoot this thing in a couple weeks, even though we haven't heard a casting announcement of anybody new. The Crow remake has been put on hold. A pre-production stall has been activated, and they have stopped, all production on this because of the Relativity Media bankruptcy. So we'll see what ends up happening with this, even though the studio comes in and sweeps up the rights. But we'll have to wait and see. As of right now, it's been put on hold. Let's see if I got anything else here. We do have an article up to let you know more about the Jessica Jones TV show, since we're getting close to that. You can learn more about the Purple Man, Luke Cage, and all the characters that are going to be in Jessica Jones. So check that article out on our Facebook and Twitter page. Bruce Campbell says that the Ash vs. Evil Dead series that's going to be on Starz is not a watered-down version of the films and will fit right in with that. Lionsgate is in negotiations for a live-action Naruto film, which is an animated thing that I have no clue about. Jack Rayner, Taron Egerton, and more are up for the lead role in Robin Hood Origins, another movie that I don't know why we need a Robin Hood Origins movie or another Robin Hood movie at all. AMC has also announced a 15-episode order for the second season of Fear the Walking Dead. This is another situation here where Fear the Walking Dead hasn't even started yet, and they've already renewed this thing for a second and longer second season. Another show going to be debuting on AMC is called Into the Badlands, which is a really cool new martial arts show, which I'll definitely be checking out. Into the Badlands will premiere on November 15th over on AMC, and AMC has also given a straight-to-series order for The West and a second season of Making of the Mob. Sony Classics will release the Cate Blanchett and Robert Redford's new film Truth on October 16th in New York and Los Angeles. Limited release there. Downton Abbey. I didn't even know this show was still on, to be honest, because I really don't know anybody that watches it. But Downton Abbey has been given a release date here for its final season, supposedly. Sorry, hold on. My computer is tripping out on me. For its final season here in the U.S. It will debut for the 6th and final season on January 3rd over on PBS. For those of you that care. Because I will never watch this show as long as I live. Dr. Dre's new album, we talked about it. Ice Cube hinted at it. Supposedly, this is what's happening. His new album is called Compton, the Soundtrack, and it is being released on August 7th. We'll see. I've heard a lot of fake release dates for Dr. Dre albums, so we'll see if this one sticks. So supposedly coming August 7th will be Compton, the Soundtrack by Dr. Dre. One of the cool things when I saw Mission Impossible Rogue Nation on Friday was I usually, when they show trailers, there is never a new trailer that I haven't seen, because I post them as they come out and we talk about them here on the show and everything. There was a new trailer that popped up on Friday, and I'm looking at the screen and I'm saying, man, I haven't seen this one before. This is pretty cool. And it turned out to be the trailer for Zoolander 2, the first teaser trailer for that. And I was like, oh, hell yeah. And it was kind of cool that it debuted in the movie theater first before online, because nothing seems to come out in the theater anymore first other than online. But that did. But it did finally hit the internet today. So as of today, we posted the first Zoolander 2 teaser trailer. You can check that out on our Facebook and our Twitter page if you haven't seen it yet. It's a tiny little teaser. It doesn't really show you any footage from the film, but you do get to see the return of Derek Zoolander, and he's got some interesting thoughts on Zoolander 2. So definitely check that out. Alrighty. And that, my friends, is the news of the week. Let's get on over to our release dates and our theatrical box office stuff. On DVD and Blu-ray on Tuesday is going to be the movies Insurgent, which is the new Divergent movie. Insurgent will hit. True Story, which was a movie that came out in limited release, starring James Franco and Jonah Hill. I thought it looked really, really good. I was surprised it only got a limited release. It was based on a true story, and it got really good reviews. So I want to see this. So I can't wait to see True Story, Child 44, and Barely Lethal. So those 4 movies will be hitting DVD and Blu-ray on Tuesday. In theaters on Friday is going to be Fantastic Four, Ricky and the Flash, The Gift, Cop Car, and Dark Places. Some interesting stuff coming out this week. A good handful of movies. Fantastic Four, of course, being the big one. I will be seeing it on Friday, hoping, fingers crossed, for some good stuff. Ricky and the Flash, I really have no interest in seeing. The Gift, I do want to see The Gift, so I don't know if I'll see it all in this opening weekend, but I hope to see The Gift. Cop Car is going to be interesting. I thought that was going to be in limited release. It probably will be still. But this is the movie. Well, the director of this movie is the guy that's going to be doing John Watts, the guy doing the new Spider-Man movie. So that's really, really cool. And Dark Places. Dark Places is the new movie starring Charlize Theron, based on the book by Gillian Flynn, who did Gone Girl. So Dark Places looks like it's only getting a limited release, which is really, really odd to me, because Gone Girl was such a massive hit. I don't know why they're not trying to capitalize on the success of that movie to make this one really good. My wife read the book to Dark Places and she loved it, so they're definitely missing out here by doing this in a limited release. Let's talk box office. Coming in number 10 is Jurassic World with 3.8 million. Number 9 is Inside Out with 4.5 million. Number 8 is Paper Towns with 4.6 million. Number 7 Southpaw with 7.5 million. Number 6 is Trainwreck with 9.7 million. Number 5 is Pixels with 10.4 million. Number 4 is Minions with 12.2 million. Number 3 is Ant-Man with 12.6 million. Number 2 is Debut. It's the first movie I've reviewed tonight for you. It's Vacation with 14.9 million. That's just for the 3-day weekend. I told you the movie opened on Wednesday, and if you include the Wednesday openings, the movie made about 21 million in those 5 days. But for the 3 days, it brought in 14.9 for a number 2 debut. And your number 1 movie, no doubt here, the second movie that I reviewed for you, Mission Impossible Rogue Nation, with a number 1 debut, $56 million, better than expectations. It's the second biggest debut of the Mission Impossible series, behind Mission Impossible 2. So very, very cool stuff there. Great to see the success. Love it. Alrighty, my friends, that is it. That's the wrap up here for this episode of Am I on the Air? I hope you have enjoyed. Please follow the show on Twitter at Am I On The Air. You can follow me on Twitter at DXDonMega. Our official webpage is amiontheair.com, so definitely check that out. And of course, you can like us on Facebook at facebook.com/amiontheair. We are on Instagram. We're on YouTube. We're on Periscope. Definitely, we're on iTunes, so download, rate, subscribe, check us out on iTunes. If you're looking to stream us on an app on your phone or tablet, do it on Stitcher or TuneIn. So we are all over the place. Definitely subscribe to us, our YouTube channel, youtube.com/amiontheair. So lots of great stuff. We're all over the place. Check out that Am I Still on the Air? And this week we should be doing a brand new Red Dragons Assemble as well, because it's August now, so it's time to do our July wrap up. So keep an eye out for Red Dragons Assemble over on reddragonsradio.com, where you can also listen to this show and a bunch of other great podcasts. reddragonsradio.com. That'll do it once again for us tonight here on August 2nd. And I hope you're all caught up to speed in the latest and greatest in entertainment news. And we'll catch you next time right here on Am I On The Air? Peace! Red Dragons!